No, this is Blapps. Just need to address the death of the Queen of England, Queen Elizabeth II, and the monarch being introduced, the King Charles III, and what it means that on the takeover of the monarchy from one to the other for us as a nation of people, diaspora of Africa, and the continuing regime, political narrative that has been, the colonizer attitude, if you want to get it as dark as you want to get it, that has been perpetuated for hundreds of years. He is King Charles III. King Charles I was the first to introduce, if you know your history, King Charles I was the first to introduce trade, bringing in tobacco, whatever, all kinds of trade. King Charles II, that included, sorry, I just skipped over that real quick, slavery. Yeah, the movement of people to work in another country for nothing at the benefit of your own country, slavery. King Charles II perpetuated it, and under him, that was the largest movement of slaves by a company, which Britain is a company. Understand that if you know your maritime law. That for in history, that is the largest movement of slaves in history. And now we got King Charles III. So what are we saying when he's signing this and signing that? I'm the new king. I'm taking over. I'm going to stand for British values. British values is what then? Slavery, colonization, subjugation, more wealth for Britain from your slavery plantations around the world in the Commonwealth. Let's face it, that's what it is. It's literally money from the commoners, if you want to go that way. I know that's not what it means. That's not the definition of Commonwealth, but the commoners, the people that you've enslaved. Every country that is in the Commonwealth has two things. They were subjugated, they had slaves there, and cricket. So you're just keeping cricket going, or you're dropping cricket and keeping slavery going. Which one is it? I don't understand. And now you want to call it slavery. Let's find a different word. Colonization, improvement, infrastructure, continuance. I don't know what you want to call it, but you've got to understand how we as a people who understand history, people who understand where we're coming from, who have flesh in the game, feel about the death of the Queen. I personally didn't care. I didn't. Okay, a human's gone. A human being has died. That's never good. But it's expected. Everyone dies, right? She's 96. She's going to do it one day. So, and the only way that King Charles was going to be King Charles was on the deathbed of his mum. So we all knew this, and we all know the reasons why, right? But whatever the reason why she wouldn't abdicate or just relax and retire 20 years ago and let Charles do his job was because she knew. She was the one holding it all back. If you want to say something nice about her, she was the one holding back what we get in today, which is people shouting out about the royals, holding up placards saying, "Not my king." saying, what about all the colonization? She knew it would come out. She was suppressing it all. She was holding it down. The image, the pretty image of Britain around the world was held up by this queen who everyone admired. She did great work. She did great things, blah, blah, blah. But she was always held up by the fact that slavery was perpetuated by her people, her country, for hundreds of years before she got to the throne. And no matter how she felt about it, oh well, it was legal back then. So what can I say? What do you mean? Why are you continuing it then? Why are you continuing it then? Oh no, we've got best things to worry about now. And then she died 50 years later, 70 years later. So it's amazing how people are up all in their feelings. And now we're going to get it again. What are you talking about, Blapps? Again. George Floyd. There was an awakening after that murder. White people were like, ah, oh, we get it now. Colin Kaepernick, the kneeling, the police brutality. I get it now. Okay, fine. We're on board with you now. We understand you've been oppressed in ways I could never understand. I get it now. That should never happen to anyone. White. So they could have said any human, but we all knew what they were thinking. Better not happen to my child. Better not happen to my friend, my sister, my brother. Okay, so yeah, it's going to happen again. After this, now it's going to be a huge awakening, and again, the world is going to say, "Oh, we get why you're angry now. Why aren't you in mourning? Why aren't you in mourning about this?" So she was loved the world over. She did such great for so long. She's such a hardworking person. What is your problem? Why? But now I see it now. It's that she was covering up for the slave. Okay. I have had so many arguments. This is why it's taken me this long. It's what is it today? The 14th today. It's 6 days after her death. When I first heard the news, it was in a text in a family Zoom. And I was like, no. The last picture I saw of her was with Liz Truss, welcoming her into Parliament as PM, the new PM, succeeding Boris Johnson. And I was like, and Liz giving it up to Liz, another Liz. And I was like, that's weird. So that's exactly what I put in there. She died knowing there was a Liz in power. And that was quite funny because she really didn't want Charles to be king. I'm pretty sure of it. I was holding it back as long as possible. And in another group, I was even saying, isn't it William now? Because I'm pretty sure the Queen didn't want King Charles to be, I don't know. Isn't it William? And people was going, no, it's King Charles. It's King Charles now. And I was like, okay, all right. Let's see. And it was King Charles III. And I was like, who cares? Who cares? I'm going to get so much hatred for this video. And this is why I did the video, is to explain to you why I am coming at you with this. My philosophy with Blapps is to say better living and positive propaganda system. So we always have a positive spin as much as we can on anything. And I suppose the positive spin could be Charles could change all this. And my philosophy and Blapp's philosophy, obviously, it comes from my name, my nickname, but it's now a growing philosophy, is that I love you and there's nothing you can do about it. I love you as family, but these people aren't treating me like family. They're not treating my generations, my ancestors, like family. They didn't treat them like family because you don't enslave your family, do you? So they're not in the Blapps philosophy. I get that. That's fine. They probably didn't know about Blapps philosophy. It's quite a new philosophy. But they do know about humanity. And that's what Blapps philosophy is about. Humanity. Humanity coming into the most important position it can, saving other humans from terror, from suffering. And they're not helping to do that. So in terms of being positive about King Charles becoming King Charles, I can only say is now we know the history is coming out because he's there, because this massive thing has happened. His mum has died. So now everyone's in mourning and now everyone's angry and shouting at the top of the roof what she was about. It's all coming out. So yeah, there's a positive spin right there as far as I'm concerned. But if you love her, you love her. That's fine. Just understand that you've lost like someone like a family member. That's great. Okay, I understand what you're going through. I've had people die in my family too. I understand it's a loss, but you can't stop people being angry about how they their people were treated by someone who's got massive positivity in their life and riches and true wealth from being so murderous and negative to other people. How can you be angry with these people? So stop arresting them. Leave them alone. Free speech, remember? King Charles, free speech. Okay. I had to do it, people. Joel on True, I hope you find peace in your day. Check.